Okay, everyone, welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 81. Continuing on with the Ultra Member submission. So this is that band, Lawrence. We saw them either way earlier this year or last year. They were doing the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 theme remix. And then we listened to another song of theirs as well. And it's pretty good stuff. So let's see what they're up to now. It's an acoustic song. What you want? Acoustic-ish.
Eyes on me. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you need.
God damn, how many of them are in the room? There's like 20, 30 people in there. Wow.
It's sort of looking like clickbait, defense, this is trying to win the crowd like a sweepstakes. Been the pre-K, I don't need a replay.
I wonder if they write all their own songs. This is obviously, I've never heard this song before. You think it's a total original, right? I don't think I've ever heard anything. Anyone else sing it?
Like a chicken with my head cut off. Tell me what you want and tell me what you need.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you need.
This is a hell of a recording room. It's huge. You have so many people fitting in it doing different things at once. I was under the impression that a lot of the times when they do a big ensemble song like this, that they all do their parts separate and then they get mixed together, which I think does happen. But in this case, they opted to do it all live together, which is kind of neat. Gotta appreciate real instruments. I don't necessarily think it's like my style of music, but I still appreciate the incredible amount of talent and artistic work going into making this.
Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's just got something to say.
Everyone's got an opinion. Ooh, everyone's just got something to say. Go ahead, Linus. Everyone's got.
I should get bongos for the stream to play bongos on the stream.
An opinion, yes they do. But everyone's just got something to say. Everyone's got opinions, yeah, yeah. Everyone's got something to say. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone just got something to say. Everyone's got an opinion. Yeah, 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 yeah. They got something.
It would have been nice if it wasn't the same lyrics 17 times in a row. I'm just going to be honest. It's kind of repetitive, right? It's like, I like that it's an ensemble and they're all different YouTube channels collabing or whatever, or Twitter accounts collabing. But why are they all saying the same thing? Why are the lyrics not any different? Well, I already know that because 17 people said it before you. And now my opinion is the lyrics should have been different. All right. Go to the next thing. That's enough. It's enough of the same repetitive lyric over and over, just screaming now. Let's go to the next video. All right. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies. I've not seen anything about zombies in Black Ops 6 yet. So let's see.
What are you standing around for?
Everyone's got something to say. They didn't really have much to say in that song. Just being honest. Yeah, exactly. Everyone apparently has exactly the same thing to say because they all said the same shit for like 4 minutes long. All right. Damn bees. Is it a new group? Is it a totally new group of survivors now? Because didn't they wrap up the plot line of the zombies finally, like in the last one? So now I think this might be new. I'm not sure. I think they have to emphasize round-based zombies because we really tried this other thing with zombies and no one liked it. So now we're going back to the real zombie mode now. What the hell, Rob Zombie? Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches is Dragula. It's a remix of Dragula playing here. Genetically engineered zombies. So now it's turned into Umbrella. Now you're fighting Umbrella, basically, right? What a weird remix.
You're done.
So wait, you can mutate yourself into a super zombie? Is that what that was? He mutated himself into a super zombie to take them out. Huh. The Rob Zombie era was awesome. It's just been so long, but that Rob Zombie era of music was really cool. Like, I actually really liked it back in the day. I think I owned an album or two, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure I did. And, you know, it was the whole, like, what, early 2000s music era, late 90s, early 2000s music era. It was something else. Rock was, like, very prominent at the time. Sure, the original is much better than this, by the way. This remix is terrible. The original song is good, Dragula. It does look like a new cast, right? I don't think anyone's returning. It looks like a totally new cast now. What is going on? These aren't even zombies anymore, right? Isn't it like a spider creature? Like, totally this has gone Resident Evil. 100% they've gone to Resident Evil now, right? That's exactly what this looks like. Resident Evil or like Dead Space now. It's totally not zombies. Dude, it's Resident Evil. 100% that's Resident Evil right there.
Pre-order digitally.
They totally bit off Resident Evil. That's silly, man. Listen, Zombies is fun. I've played it over the years with various co-op partners and stuff, but I never understood people who go so nuts for it, right? Like, I think it's funny. It's fun to do. You can have some cool, you know, gameplay with a team of people who you trust, and you're helping each other to survive and helping each other up, and you know, getting the boxes, doing the Easter eggs. The Easter eggs are always fun, right? But I don't know who would like go so nuts for that, and people do. People go nuts for that mode for some odd reason. Not me though. Okay, let's continue.
All right, so we got to talk about what
I heard about this. That people, some idiot, I think it was on TikTok, some idiot posted up an infinite money glitch at like a bank, Chase Bank, I guess, and people kept doing it, thinking that it was real, and it's not. You're just gaming their system, and then you owe them that money, so it fucked the whole thing up, and people's lives are ruined. So I guess this is going to be what it is. We're going to find out what it is.
one of the most insane free money glitches that I have ever seen. For some reason, it's gone completely viral with more than 20 million views on Twitter. People have reportedly cashed out tens of thousands of dollars for free. And, oh yeah, it's completely illegal. As in, under no circumstances should anyone ever try this. The Chase Bank infinite money glitch. Over the last few days, this trend has made its way around Twitter and TikTok, which resulted in dozens of news outlets, and even the bank itself covering this as a literal warning of what could happen once this exploit is fixed. And believe me when I say this, unfortunately, there is no such thing as free money, especially when you are dealing with the biggest bank in the United States. So if you're curious why this is such a bad idea, how this was allowed to happen, and what is being done to people who tried withdrawing free money, here's everything you need to know. And obviously, I shouldn't have to say this, but I will. This video is purely for entertainment purposes only, and I'm covering a newsworthy event as an example of what not to do. Or basically, here's why this is a really, really bad idea. So thanks so much, and also big thank you to Incogni for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. Alright, so all of this begins with a really simple concept: checking accounts. On the most basic level, when you write or deposit a check into your bank account, that check is pretty much treated like an IOU from one financial institution to another, and in many cases, it takes time to verify the check is actually worth the price that's written. After all, a check in and of itself has no monetary value. It's not like I could write myself $100 million and then claim it's worth the asking price of a mansion. So in order to process transactions like this, banks need to confirm that there's actually money behind the check before it could be cashed. And this is where the fun part begins. Once a check is cashed, banks typically make funds available within 1 to 5 business days, which gives them enough time to certify that the check is valid, that money could be transferred, and you as the recipient can freely do as you please. In fact, here in the United States, it's federal law that the first $225 must be available for use the next day. But the rest is entirely dependent on a system of checks and balances, pun intended, to make sure you're not depositing money that doesn't exist.
So wait a minute. Are you telling me idiots were going to Chase Bank ATMs, putting fake checks in, taking $225 out per check, doing this for thousands upon thousands of dollars, and didn't know that they were going to be hit with it after the fact? Is that what we're saying here? Let's find out.
And this is where the problem begins. See, initially, most banks don't know whether or not a check is going to clear because at the end of every business day, all transactions are reorganized from highest to lowest priority. For example, cash withdrawals might be the first to record, then debit card transactions, then wire transfers, then ACH transactions, all prioritized from largest to smallest dollar amount. This is why a check might initially seem to clear for $1,000. But after the other person withdraws a little money from the ATM and spends a little too much money at Costco, all of a sudden their account is negative, and the check that you cashed eventually bounces 1 or 2 weeks later, even though at first it seemed totally fine. There could also be plenty of other reasons why a seemingly perfectly good check bounces weeks later, like the person could claim they were a victim of fraud, maybe the signature looks a little irregular, or plenty of other reasons that just aren't worth getting into here. Point being, there is a bit of a gray area where the bank gives you unrestricted access to the money before they confirm 100% that the check is really good. Usually, this is why you have to wait before withdrawing money that was just deposited. Transactions are usually stalled on weekends and holidays. If you have a new account, you usually have more restrictions than the person who's been banking at the same place for years. And in 99.9% of situations, it's totally fine. There's never any issues. Except in this case, everything went wrong. Like I said, usually when you deposit a check, the money is made available after 1 to 5 business days. But one person found that when they deposited a check in their own Chase Bank ATM, the full amount was available immediately. And that's when things got a bit crazy. For whatever reason, the exploit was posted to TikTok, and within hours, people were writing themselves fake checks, getting an instant advance for the entire amount, and calling it the Chase Bank infinite money glitch, while encouraging others to do the same.
How dumb could
Can't
you
even make
be?
this up. Make no mistake, in every sense of the word, this is check fraud. You are knowingly writing fake checks, and to make it even worse, you are committing a felony against yourself. I mean, just think about it. These people are writing a check in their own name, depositing that check in their own bank account, which contains all of their own...
Wait, no, I didn't even understand that. I didn't know it was a check of their own name to their own bank account. So they're basically pretending like they're giving themselves money, which would make no sense. Why would you ever write a check that would clear from your bank account and go to your bank account? So what ends up happening is they write that check, But then if they take any of the money out, then it just hits their account after the fact. Plus probably overdraft fees and shit. So let's say, for example, you did this and you did for $5,000. So you would get $5,000 right now to spend on whatever you want. But then your bank account would be $5,000 in the red plus a ton of overdraft fees on top of it. And now you have to put that back in before you can use your bank account. Right? What the hell?
Information from their name, address, phone number, and social security number. And then they're on video withdrawing a verified amount of money. Now, you would think in cases like this, people would know it's illegal, and stealing money from a bank doesn't go without severe consequences. But as far as what's happening to the people who use the infinite money glitch, as well as what Chase Bank said, you're going to want to pay attention. Although before we go into the consequences and people's reactions to now owing tens of thousands of dollars, I think it goes without saying, but here's what I've realized. Money is, at its core, just a tool. And just like any tool, there are effective ways of using it and ineffective ways of using it.
That's his
Like
ad.
sometimes it just really negative account balances. Because in no way would this ever just like you'd expect. Once the glitch was patched, TikTok users started posting about enormous sums of money that are now owed back to the bank with massive negative account balances. Because in no way would this ever be a situation where Chase Bank just lets people keep extra money. I mean, let's just break this down. If you're convicted of wire fraud, you could spend up to 20 years in federal prison and owe a penalty of up to $250,000. But if you commit wire fraud against a financial institution, like a bank, you could be in prison for up to 30 years and owe as much as $1 million in fines. Of course, in response to all of this, Chase Bank recently made a statement that we are aware of the incident and it has been addressed. Regardless of what you see online, depositing a fraudulent check and withdrawing funds from your account is fraud. Plain and simple. Since then, Chase has fixed the bug and is reportedly combing through the system to retrieve their money. Some people who took advantage of this now say that their accounts are locked, pending transactions are shown as deductions, and negative account balances are shown. But as far as how other infinite money glitches have played out in the past, so far the results have always been really bad for the customer. Like, just take a look at the one that happened last year, the Cash App infinite money glitch. Back then, Cash App users discovered that during an update, they could add unlimited funds to their Cash App balance without those funds being pulled from their banking institution. Even though they couldn't withdraw those funds in cash, they could make payments to online retailers. So that's what they did. One user even reported spending as much as $40,000 until Cash App reconciled the account and asked for their money back. After all, according to their terms of service, after 45 days of an overdrawn account, Cash App will begin steps to retrieve the money. We might contact you or take other legal actions to collect amounts due. There's also the fake check scam that's been around forever, where someone sends you a check for a higher amount than what's owed, they ask you to send back the difference, and then after a week or two, their check bounces, the bank calls back the money you thought was available, and you've sent them an amount that you can no longer recover. But some people might even remember the Robinhood infinite money glitch that occurred in 2019. Back then, one user posted on Wall Street Bets how he was able to borrow an infinite amount of money by purchasing call options, selling those call options, and then borrowing against his purchase as many times as he wanted. Essentially, he was able to turn $3,000 into a $1.7 million investment portfolio within a day, with plenty of others following his lead and doing exactly that. Now, if you thought the story ended there, think again. I actually reached out to this user on Reddit, got him on my channel, and confronted him about the consequences of what he did. And if you're curious what ended up happening to him, here you go, right from the source.
To summarize, I'm officially banned from ever using Robinhood again. And then they also stated an amount of money that I have to pay. I'd rather not say how much. It's not horrible. It's not as bad as I was expecting, because at one point my account was at the very top was negative 249,000, and I have a screenshot of that. If I could go back in time, I probably would not have done this.
Of course, some people tried to make the argument that borrowing money from within an investment account isn't exactly illegal if they allow you to do it.
It's just so dumb. It's an entire get-rich-quick scheme, make-a-quick-buck scheme, but it never works, right? But no matter what, even if you get temporary success, right, it's never going to last forever. And you know what the other sad fact is that some people just they go in hard because then they become like addicted to getting it. So for example, with this fake check thing, how much you want to bet? A lot of people tried one for like $20 and it worked. So they're like, oh, I'm going to try $50 and it worked. Then I'll try 100 and it worked. Then I'll try 1,000 and it worked. So now they've compiled it. Would, you know, if you did like $20, it probably never would have been any big deal at all, right? The fact that you just did it a million times because you get addicted to that. Again, it's like a dopamine hit. I won the jackpot. I found a way to get free money for nothing, right? It doesn't last, you know? So it's sad because these people might have ruined their lives. Because they, like he said, it's not just like, oh, it's a bank account that's unsecured. Dude, they have your name, your address, probably your phone numbers, your social security number. They're going to get their money one way or another. I mean, they'll go to court and they'll garnish your wages for the rest of your life to get their money back. Not good. Not good at all. Orcs or Dorks, thanks for 18 months as a member. He says, sup, guys, what's going on, man? All right. Very interesting video. I liked that one. I think we have time for one more before we split apart. Let's see what's next. What the? What is going on here?
Дай булку мне.
The cat stole bread?
Это булка, дурак.
Why did the cat steal the loaf of bread?
Отдай мне булку.
It's pissed. Look, listen to it.
Отдай булку мне. Боря, это что такое?
What is going on?
Булку мне отдай. Боря, булку мне отдай.
Cat wants that bread.
Боря, блядь, отдай мне булку, пожалуйста. Отдай мне булку.
This is the case. This cat needs toys or something, right? Like, this cat needs something to do. It's bored. So because of that, it's going to start attaching itself and latching itself onto things that are going to get human attention, right? Like, that happens with Jasper sometimes. He'll be bored, and we give him something to do. We'll pull out a little twisty toy, we toss it, he plays with it, he gets tuckered out, and then he's fine. But there's some days where he's, like, all over us because he has nothing to do. You got to give him something to do so he poops himself out, right? What's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Welcome.
Откуси ты уже кусок себе. Боря,
No.
успокойся и отдай мне
Want the
булку.
bread. I will not release the bread.
Боря, 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 отдай мне булку. Отдай мне булку. Боря, это что такое, Боря, отдай мне булку. Ну, Боря, бля, отдай.
Wow.
Ты долго висеть будешь?
I think you got to go get yourself another loaf of bread. I don't think that cat is going to release that bread anytime soon.
Ну, это не серьезно. Отдай.
Sheesh, now the bread went everywhere.
Гадина.
The bread
For
went
almost
everywhere.
4 years.
Whoa, hold on. That was a hell of a transition. That was a hell of a transition. I think we should do this as a different video. Because this is going to be a big thing. And, I think we want to give it time to skim through it. I knew that. I had a feeling that people might want to see me react to this. When I heard that it happened. So what this is Dr. Disrespect has come back out of retirement, which was only 2 months, by the way. And he's coming back and basically saying that he's innocent and all of this, right? Heads up, we detected your stream as belonging to someone else. Really? What content? Is my stream temporarily blocked right now? Or not? Can you guys see me and everything? Are we good? Or are we blocked? Are we still good? Because it says that it went away. We're good. I wonder what content that was. Was that the cat? The cat video? That's weird. All right, but anyway, so basically, he went on a vacation for 2 months. He finally did a return stream. And during his return stream, he basically addressed everything that's been going on with him. Basically saying a lot of things that are kind of silly and ridiculous, but at the same time, some people are defending him, some people are not. And I don't know if we're going to watch the whole thing. 18 minutes is pretty long. But I want to give it a chance and see what I think. Okay? All right, but let's split the part. And then we'll come back and we'll give this a chance. So thanks, guys. See you in the next part of DSP versus the Internet, episode 81.